It's not a good situation to be in right now, but it's not how they weren't on eggshells the whole year, right? And we have, I think, done a pretty good job of trying to take care of them financially next year. And I think to your point, the emotional support of that is important. I think the last 45, please let me finish. The last 45 days, I think we haven't done that well. We haven't loved on them because there's been a lot of ambiguity.
Can you create committees by your bylaw?
Yes.
Okay, so maybe some parents can serve on committees to get the word out?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think. Where am I going? Flowers. Flowers.
Hi, I'm Flowers. It's fine. I just wanted to lighten the mood in here. I have a first grader and a hopefully going to be kindergarten next year. So two questions. One is regarding kindergarten. Last year when my son was in kindergarten, he had Miss Owens. I thought she walked the moon. My son thought she was the best thing on earth. I will still testify to this day. They only had 11 students in their classroom. So I'm concerned about this year when they had so many, why that decision was made to only have 2 teachers. And then for next year, I'm selfishly looking out for my soon-to-be kindergartner going into that situation. So I just haven't heard what the game plan is, that they're going to have 19 students to a class again next year. And that's difficult in public school. We choose to send our kids to have a better standard of education here. And so I just want to know kind of if that's already being addressed in the game plan of if there's going to be 20 kids to a classroom again in kindergarten again next year. And then I also just wanted to know, second point really quick, all of these evaluations, PIPs, all of that stuff, that you're checking boxes on evaluations and stuff, but how much did you actually factor in the parent support and the student support and love for Mr. West? Because I think that should have a little bit of a way in a decision that's made in some of those things. So I just wanted to know, like, were there evaluations done amongst the parents, amongst us, and the students? And students will testify. So I just want to know if that was considered in and how much when the decision was made.
So I'll speak to what Derek walked into, which was the 2 teachers in kindergarten. He started July 1, and I don't know how many openings we had right then, but we really struggled to even fill the positions we had then because we were so. Okay, we're talking about last year, just what happened in July, because we were late to the game. Because in July, new head of school starting, we were playing catch up. And so we weren't, that's why all these openings are out now and will be now. So that's what he walked into. That's obviously not an ideal situation. So I'll let him speak to the planning and everything, but that's just what we walked into.
So my ideal situation for a kindergarten classroom is not 19. That's not what we're shooting for. That's not what I'm trying to do. Really. I'm sorry?
So you weren't involved in the third kindergarten teacher meeting, is what I was saying?
No.
To make it
No. One of the challenging things that I've done my absolute best to be able to minimize the changes that I'm making. I know that sounds like a crazy statement coming from me right now. I know that's like, whoa, what? But when I first came in, I did my absolute best to minimize the changes that I was making to our entire system, because like that system here is like anything that I changed to be able to make it in my ideal situation. I'm going 16 would be like, man, we're pushing the limits in kindergarten. Oh my goodness, right? It's like that would be tough. Okay, but the situation, again, these are just numbers, but the point is, I'm trying to minimize the changes that I'm making because it's going to upset it's a domino effect on anything that I do.